Baylor University up in Waco.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in a little, double-wide trailer out in the country, and my father had passed away when I was 6 years old. He was 40. I was about to go into first grade, and neither he nor my mom finished high school, much less anything beyond. So when he passed away, my mom did what a lot of heroic moms do. She hunkered down, and she became a waitress, and she waited tables to support my sister and me, working mostly at the local truck stop along the interstate. And she's got enormous kind of grit and tenacity and fortitude, but kind of, I think, really inspired me to kind of pour myself out for others the way she did for my sister and me.
And did you know, right when you were starting university, that you want to be a lawyer, want to be a judge?
I think the lawyer bug struck when I was around 6 when my father died. He did not leave a will. We didn't have a lot at the time, but when you don't leave a will, things get very complicated legally. And I saw my mom, without a high school diploma, having to navigate a really tough minefield, really a lot of high stakes decisions for her family that were going to set all of us on a certain trajectory in life. So I saw early how important, how fateful the law is, and how it can really kind of steer and elevate the trajectory not only of your life, but for generations after you. So I saw the law was a really potent tool in the lives of people, and I wanted to harness and leverage that power for good. I came to Austin and clerked for a federal court of appeals judge. I'd never lived in Austin before, but I was quickly bitten by the bug and found a way to stay. And I worked at a large law firm down on Congress Avenue. And on the side, did a lot of pro bono, free litigation for nonprofit legal foundations, and did some writing, some non-billable extracurricular writing for different policy research groups and think tanks. And some of that off-the-clock work put me onto the radar of then Governor Bush, who asked me to come work for him in the governor's office. So I've been a lawyer for 22 years, but only about 2.5 of that in private law practice, and the rest has all been in government on the state and federal level, in the executive branch and the judicial branch, including working in the White House and the Justice Department. And then I was Deputy Attorney General under our current governor, Greg Abbott, when he was AG.
Maybe this is probably just a stereotype, but kind of going on to the social media stuff, do people forget that judges are normal people as well?
They do. People have a view of judges as these sort of dry, humorless, sort of disembodied brains, but judges, believe it or not, are people too, with everyday kind of challenges and hassles and foibles. But we in Texas, we elect our judges, and social media is ubiquitous now. And to run for re-election in a state of 26 million people, it is political malpractice not to engage people smartly via social media.
Will come in handy, I guess, all the followers when it's come to 2018, I guess?
2018, I'm up for re-election. And no, I sure hope that my Twitter antics and my social media endeavors kind of help fortify me and strengthen me as a candidate. Judges are pretty obscure, and voters know a lot more about their American Idol judges than their Supreme Court judges, and we are utterly mysterious. And my name ID hovers somewhere between slim and none. And social media is a really low cost but high voltage way to boost awareness and improve visibility, to remove distance and show the judiciary, like everybody else, we're real people. And it's a really neat tool, Twitter is, to demystify and humanize this really mysterious judicial branch of government.
Have you been surprised at how much positive feedback things you tweet about?
I tweet a lot about my family, and just, we have 3 young children who are bottomless kind of sources of comedy gold, and their antics are pretty extreme sometimes. But it's kind of a blend of news-driven, things that are happening, that are percolating in the world. Twitter and Facebook are different in terms of content. I'm on both platforms. I'm also on Instagram and Vine and other things, but the content is different. The audiences are different. What they find interesting is different. Facebook, people prefer more personal, more family-oriented content. Twitter is more kind of rapid fire, a little more varied. The audience is by and large a little younger, and they prefer your 2 cents worth on kind of the warp speed happenings in the world that are kind of news driven or kind of grabbing cultural attention at that moment.